Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a honey jar spell. A lot of people are probably asking themselves, what is all this that you have on the table? What are the honey jar? What is it for? What is that for? Basically, this is an African American. Comes from the African American culture, but it was adopted and brought into the United States by ancestors, and used as in Hoodoo and other religions. And along the way, people have adopted this in different ways and made it their own. So whatever I'm showing you here has been done. Other people have done it. This is not my, original thing that I came up with. So I just want to make that clear, showing respect to my fellow witches out there, and our ancestors out there that did magic, hoodoo, our Native Americans, etc. Now, basically the honey jar is used to sweeten up your life with a quick, easy honey jar spell. And so what you'll need for this is everything that I have here. You can use this for love spells, like to attract love to your life, to fix a friendship if someone is angry at you or upset at you. You can use it for jobs, favoritism, so something goes in your way, to stop gossip, etc. I'm going to be doing it here for showing you an example of what you'll need to do. And I'm going to be using it for like love, happiness, and success, okay, or abundance. So what you'll need here obviously is going to be a mason jar. This is a small mason jar. Hold it up to the camera. Okay, empty. And then you're going to need here a stick of Palo Santo, because what you're going to do is you're going to bless this honey jar. You want to kind of smoke it and bless it. Before you get to doing all of this, you make sure that you do a spiritual bath, whether it's using Florida water soap, or any other kind of, sea salt bath to cleanse your energy. You want to go into this cleansing your energy, making sure that you're, are clean and able to come with the highest vibrations behind the work. I have here some buckwheat molasses. I have another form of molasses that I'm going to be using, or sorry, honey. I don't know why I said molasses. Correction, buckwheat honey, and just another type of honey here, as you can see. I have here some rose petals, some tiny rose petals that I got at one of the spiritual shops, and I have some lavender. Nothing extravagant. I like to use in my root work rosemary, because it has a very high vibration, and it's also very magical. It's used, to cleanse the energy and make sure that it's for the purest. I have here Ceylon cinnamon, and I have some brown sugar as well that I'm going to put into the jar. And then I have a Sharpie here. I'm using a Sharpie and a small piece of parchment paper, because what you're going to do after you bless the jar with the smoke of the Palo Santo or sage, I have sage here also, whichever you want to use, you're going then to kind of sage all the supplies, and then on the sheet of paper you're going to, this is what we call, I use a sheet of parchment paper, this is called a petition, and you're going to write down 7 times in one direction in a row, what you're wanting to manifest, and then you're going to turn it in a 90-degree angle without, and you'll see it here on camera, and then you're going to write your name 3 times over that, and then you're going to turn it again, and not turn it again, but then you're going to like go and write in a circle all around it, something that you're wanting to attract, okay? I'm going to do it differently. Again, people, don't come for me in the comments if you're a fellow witch. If you have your own way, I respect you. I don't go to other, people's channels and tell them, how to do their work. So, to each their own, right? Okay? Some people may say, oh, well, you are doing it the incorrect way. But magic doesn't have to be in a set way. There's not one set of rules. And after I put all of that into the jar, what I'm going to do is I have here, these are not the right candles. I didn't have, unfortunately, like the mini candles used in spells. So I have these household candles, which will do the trick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it on top of the jar here. And I'm going to melt the wax so that it can seal the jar, okay? But that's going to be at the very end. But I'm going to need all of those supplies. And they're very inexpensive, especially like most of these things. You probably, if you're a witch or someone that does hoodoo root work, you probably already have all of this in in your home. So what I'm going to do now, let me just clear some of this stuff here. I'm going to go ahead and open... I'm sorry, I'm going to go ahead and get my lighter here. And I'm going to kind of burn a little bit of the Palo Santo. Hopefully I'll get it smoking a little bit. Typically I like to put it like on the stove and kind of burn it that way. I asked for the highest good. As you can see here, it is producing smoke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the jar. And ask for all good spirits, all good energy from the highest good of the universe, calling all the elements, okay, all the angels, Archangel Michael, Raphael, Archangel Michael, Raphael, Metatron, okay, and all the other angels as well to assist. Okay, so I blessed everything. Palo Santo went out, so I can put the lighter away. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and open up this cinnamon. Hope I can do it. I'm sorry, this honey. Hopefully you can see that here. But before I get into all of this, I want to say, you know, this is not going to be something that I'm going to open up and consume. There's are variations of this that, you know, some people like to like sweeten it up and then later on come back and try to use it. I'm not planning on using this, you know, for anything like consumption. So do not consume this. This is my word of advice. So I'm going to put in my dry herbs. I'm going to put in my rose petals. Hopefully y'all can see that here. So I have my rose petals, are dry. Oh, and then I'm going to get my lavender. Okay, and then I'm just going to put some lavender in here. Not much. So you can see that here. I'm going to hold it up to the camera. You can see here's a little jar. I have my herbs. I already blessed the jar. I put my dry herbs in here. Now I'm going to go ahead and set it aside before I actually put in the honey and the brown sugar. And this is my parchment paper, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to write here love, I'm just going to use love as an example. Maybe I want to draw love to myself, draw love into my life, make sure that I love myself, self-love. Okay, and then that's 7 times. You're not supposed to like pick up the pen, apparently, quote unquote, you know, those are the rules. I don't follow rules like other witches do. Again, call me a daredevil. I don't believe that the work is invalid. Okay, so I'm just going to write over that my name, Raymond Guzman, 3 times. Why 3? Because that is the power of 3. It represents the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, the Trinity. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is all around it I'm going to write prosperity, prosperity, and I'm just going to turn the paper, prosperity. So I want to draw prosperity and love to my life. prosperity. So if you're going through like a financial crisis, you know, a bad, you know, financial slate in your life right now, this is something that you can do. Okay, so I'm done there. I have that there. I'm also going to put sigils on here. I like to put crosses, protection, and then I'm going to put all around this hearts. Okay, no bad intent. I have no bad intent when I'm doing this. I'm not trying to force somebody's will to love me. A lot of people will do these honey jars for that, to retain a man or a woman in their life. I don't believe in doing so, because there is adverse consequences in trying to change your, you know, the will of other people. I believe that there's a thing called predestined things, you know, predestined events in our soul contract, in our blueprint, that no matter if we go through magic, we can't change that. Why did I use the color red? Well, because red represents the bloodline. It represents love. It represents life, the life force. Okay? It also represents passion and energy. So if you were doing a spell to call upon a love or a soulmate towards you, I don't feel like that's a bad thing. It's different than calling upon someone, you know, to intentionally be in your life. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fold it. I want to fold it this way. I'm going to not follow the rules. Okay, so I have this here, and I'm going to fold it. I know there's going to be people cringing because they don't, you know, you're not supposed to fold it this way. You're not supposed to fold it away from you. You're not supposed to fold it towards you. You know, people have their own thing here. So I have it inside the jar, and I'm going to keep it in the jar. That's why I say I'm not going to open this later on and consume it. I'm not. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to go ahead and cut this open. Where are my scissors? And this is a resealable bag of brown sugar. You know how good brown sugar is. Could you use white sugar if you wanted to? Absolutely. I'm just going to be using for this spell, and you can see here, here's the herbs in my petition. I'm just going to be using some brown sugar, okay? But before, let me go ahead and put it in here. Not too much, but I got it there. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my rosemary. I almost forgot to put that in. And my cinnamon, just a dash of it. And I bless this mixture for the highest good of all concerned. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, while I have it here, like I said, everybody does it differently. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and hold my hand in here, and I'm going to recite Psalm 23 over it. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I go through the valley of the shadow of the death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open this delicious honey, if I can get it open. I don't know if I'll be able to, because child, this thing was really sealed. So we're going to try. Let me get a kitchen knife, butter knife. Alright, I'm back. I don't know why they seal these things so damn hard. Come on now. Put that elbow grease in here. Guys, if y'all are looking at this, the struggle is real. Maybe there's an easier way to get this darn thing out, but if not, I'm just gonna have to use the other honey. I think we're making some progress here. Come on, honey. I think we're getting it. We got it. Look at that thick honey. Feel like Erica Badu. Honey, you know. Look at all that thickness. Okay, and I'm going to open my other honey. And I had no problems opening this one. I'm just kind of opening it up and pouring it in, and I have it there. I'm going to seal this now, and that's what my honey jar looks like. Okay, so some people may do it differently. I'm not. That's my sugar honey jar. So it looks like. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and lay this candle here, and I'm going to get my lighter, and I'm going to attempt to burn the candle over it so that the wax falls over this thing, and then we shall you know, see how the jar actually looks after the wax is melted and fallen on it. And this concludes the honey spell jar. So I'll come back in a minute if this thing melts. I don't know if this candle's going to melt fast enough. It may take a few minutes, and I may just not. Oops, be careful. Like I said, you got to be here to make sure you watch that. Let me see if I have a different candle. I don't think that candle was the best. It was kind of let's try this one. You know what? I'm going to keep the same one because I blessed that. Make sure that you're not moving, you know, it's a steady surface. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, please subscribe to my channel by hitting that red subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner of this video, as well as the notification bell icon, but make sure that you go to all, and also be sure to hit the like button if you like this, and leave a comment. Let me know if this is going to be something that you're going to try. But I'm all about showing new things, new spells, new, spells that are good in nature. I feel like this is ultimately not to hurt anyone, but rather to draw love, prosperity to myself. This could be, for yourself, self-love, loving yourself more. So I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, blessings and love and light. Bye.